Hey everyone, welcome back to Eclipse of Ideas, where we break down the greatest concepts in philosophy, politics, and beyond. In today's episode, we're going to discuss one of the most influential ethical theories of all time, John Stuart Mill's Utilitarianism. Utilitarianism is all about maximizing happiness and minimizing suffering. But how does this play out in our everyday lives? Let's unpack Mill's version of this theory to see how it answers some of our most important moral questions. So, what exactly is utilitarianism? Simply put, it's a moral theory that says the best action is the one that produces the most happiness for the greatest number of people. It's often summed up with the phrase, the greatest happiness for the greatest number. But wait, does this mean that we should always do what benefits the majority, even if it harms a few? Well, not quite. And that's where Mill comes in. John Stuart Mill, 1806-1873, was a 19th century philosopher, political economist, and civil servant. He built on the ideas of earlier utilitarians, like Jeremy Bentham, but added some key nuances that make his version of utilitarianism stand out. Here's the first major difference between Mill and Bentham. Bentham thought that all pleasures were equal. Whether it's the joy of reading a great book or binge-watching a TV series, pleasure is pleasure, right? But Mill disagreed. He believed that there are different kinds of pleasures, and that some are higher than others. According to Mill, intellectual pleasures, like reading philosophy or engaging in meaningful conversations, are superior to more basic pleasures, like eating or drinking. Mill famously said, "It is better to be a human being dissatisfied than a pig satisfied. Better to be Socrates dissatisfied than a fool satisfied." Why? Because higher pleasures engage our intellect and moral faculties. So, Mill's utilitarianism doesn't just focus on the quantity of pleasure, but also its quality. Now let's dive into the greatest happiness principle. For Mill, this is the foundation of morality. The moral worth of an action depends on how much happiness or pleasure it produces. But here's the important part. Mill emphasized long-term happiness over short-term gains. So, it's not just about immediate pleasure, but also about creating a lasting and meaningful life for everyone involved. For example, think about whether donating to charity today brings greater happiness over time, compared to buying yourself something you don't really need. Another crucial part of Mill's philosophy is his strong belief in individual liberty. In his book, On Liberty, Mill argues that people should have the freedom to pursue happiness as they see fit, as long as they're not harming others in the process. This is where his famous harm principle comes in. The only reason society should interfere with an individual's freedom is to prevent harm to others. Mill believed that personal freedom is essential to happiness, and that individuals are usually the best judges of their own well-being. Of course, Mill's version of utilitarianism isn't without its critics. Some argue that it's still too calculative. How can we really weigh different kinds of pleasures or predict all the consequences of our actions? Others suggest that focusing too much on the greater good can justify harmful actions against individuals or minorities, something Mill himself was cautious about. But Mill's emphasis on higher pleasures and individual liberty helps address some of these concerns. So, why does Mill's utilitarianism matter today? In a world that often struggles with balancing individual rights and the greater good, Mill's ideas continue to be incredibly relevant. Whether we're debating public policy, ethical dilemmas, or just trying to make better personal choices, Mill's utilitarian framework offers a powerful way to think about our actions. That's a wrap for today's episode. If you enjoyed this breakdown of John Stuart Mill's utilitarianism, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the bell for more deep dives into philosophy and political thought. Drop a comment below with your thoughts on Mill's theory. Do you think it's the best way to judge morality? We'd love to hear from you. Thanks for watching Eclipse of Ideas, and until next time, keep questioning and keep exploring.